6 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to the Class Breakfast News. The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagban FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 1 92.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on Class FM Online.com. Coming up in this bulletin, U.S. prosecutors accuse Abutrika of using AI in $8 million romance scam. We'll get into details of that story. Also, Dennis Miracles Abuaji released after meeting 50 million bail. Meanwhile, minority demands answers over the arrest.
Our colleagues should not be up in arms. It can be them tomorrow. What is happening to Miracle Abuaji is not good for our democracy. The Attorney General should come to this house and brief us of the situation.
Also coming up in this bulletin, nearly 900 Ghanaians in South Africa set for final repatriation phase.
To announce that the ministry has provided through the Office of the President support for us to be able to also do another repatriation of close to 900 Ghanaians who are voluntarily giving their names here in South Africa that they want to go.
These plus many other stories, including African news, coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth and you're welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. Now, fresh details have emerged in the U.S. case against Frederick Kumi, also known as Abutrika, with prosecutors alleging that he used artificial intelligence and fake online identities to lure more than 80 elderly Americans into a romance scam that defrauded them of over $8 million. The allegations are contained in a statement issued by the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Northern District of Ohio following Kumi's extradition from Ghana to the United States to face charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. According to U.S. court documents, Kumi and his co-defendant Daniel Yusuf allegedly led a criminal network that operated between April 2023 and November 2025. The prosecutor, the group that identified early widows and divorcees through online dating platforms and social media using the fictitious female identities to build trust before persuading victims to send money under false pretenses. Investigators allege that Abutrika used AI-driven video technology to communicate with victims, while other members of the network relied on encrypted messages, application, and phone calls to contain and maintain a fake identity. The victims were allegedly convinced they were in genuine romantic relationship and persuaded them to send money to help claim the fictitious gold and diamonds inheritances. Prosecutors say the funds were deposited into bank accounts controlled by members of the conspiracy before being distributed to accomplices in Ghana and other countries. The authority further alleged that the group lured millions of dollars through the shell companies, bank accounts, and money models in Ghana and within the Ghanaian immigrant community in the United States. The U.S. Department of Justice also alleges that proceeds from the scheme were used to acquire luxurious assets, including a mansion in Ghana, a Lamborghini, a Tesla Cybertruck, a Mercedes-Benz, and BMW. Law enforcement authorities have since seized the assets. Abutrika was arrested in Ghana on December 11, 2025 and extradited to the United States on July 9, 2026. He has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering, with prosecutors also seeking the forfeiture of assets they allege were acquired through the scheme. If convicted, Abutrika could face up to 20 years imprisonment on each count. However, the allegations remain unproven and he is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. We are still following that story. We'll bring you more details on that. Now, the former executive secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization, Dennis Miracles Abuaje, has been released from the custody of the Economic and Organized Crime Office after meeting his 50 million bail condition. His release comes a day after Yoko granted him bail with 3 sureties, 2 to be justified, following his arrest at the Kotoka International Airport on Saturday, July 11. Miracles Abuaje is being investigated alongside former Interministerial Coordinating Committee's Secretary and Accountant Gerald Appiah over alleged financial and procurement-related irregularities involving about 55 million Ghana cedis. The anti-graft agency says the probe, which followed a forensic audit, is still ongoing and covers alleged offences including stealing, causing financial loss to the state, money laundering, and related financial crimes. Meanwhile, the arrest and detention of Miracles Abuaje has triggered fresh political controversies with the minority in Parliament demanding answers from the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayini. The minority is calling for a briefing in Parliament on the circumstances surrounding the detention of Miracles Abuaje, and who is the aide to the new Patriotic Party 2028 flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Speaking on the floor of Parliament yesterday, Minority Leader Alexander Fenyumarkin questioned why Iyoko chose to arrest Miracles Abuaje in what he described as a Rambo-style manner.
The other side may be wearing the shoe. Mr. Speaker, the Director of Communications of our party, Miracles Abuaje, was arrested and detained by Yoko at the airport. Mr. Speaker, he has been in custody for over 3 days. We are not against accountability. We are against the Rambo style. Mr. Speaker, our colleagues should not be up in arms. It can be them tomorrow. What is happening to Miracles Abuaje is not good for our democracy. The Attorney General should come to this house and brief us of the situation there. Yoko will arrest people if the person was in the country, has traveled, he's coming. Then in a Rambo style, he's arrested. Mr. Speaker, at the airport, detained for over 3 days. And now they are demanding properties worth 55 million cedis before he's granted bail. Let's be careful, my dear political colleagues. Let's be careful, Ghanaian political leaders. It can be somebody today. There is an election ahead. You can never tell. Don't let us encourage some of these excesses.
Still in Parliament, the Minority Leader Alexander Fenyumarkin has called on the government to introduce a comprehensive national sanitation policy to address Ghana's recurrent flooding challenges. He says Ghana must move beyond short-term cleanup campaigns and adopt a long-term approach that focuses on proper sanitation management and effective implementation. According to Fenyumarkin, a well-structured national sanitation policy backed by decisive action will help reduce the devastating impact of floods and provide a lasting solution to the country's sanitation challenges. He argues that while the cleanup exercise are necessary, they must form part of a broader strategy that addresses the root cause of flooding, including poor waste management and inadequate sanitation system.
You may recall that the Minister of Interior, when he made a statement on this flood situation, indicated to this House that government will come with a comprehensive policy on this flood situation and how to address it. Mr. Speaker, I submit that it is not enough to declare 2 days for the purpose of cleanup. The cleanup exercise is not a solution. The solution is a well thought out policy on sanitation. That is what we need as a country. And it is becoming too late in the day. Any government determined to solve a problem the magnitude of which we saw would, without delay, announce a national policy on sanitation. Enough of the knee-jerk posture, the ad hoc measures. Mr. Speaker, we don't need them. Thousands lost property, maybe because they are not public servants, they are not politicians, we are not talking about it. Many poor people lost their property. Many poor people lost their business.
That's the minority leader Alexander Fenyo-Markin moving away from that Paula Foko's bid to return as the new Patriotic Party national chairman has received backing from political analyst Trinidad Kodia, who says the former chairman has the right to contest. Paula Foko recently declared his intention to contest the party's national chairmanship position more than a decade after his suspension from the party in 2015. He was suspended by the MPP's National Executive Committee over allegations of misconduct and actions deemed detrimental to the party's interests amid internal disagreement. However, Paula Foko has consistently denied any wrongdoing and maintained his loyalty to the party. Speaking to Class News, Trinidad Kodia described Paula Foko's decision as a legitimate move, adding that the former chairman conducted himself with the discipline despite the challenges he faced following his suspension. He argued that the MPP require firm and effective leadership to reposition the party ahead of 2028 general elections.
I believe it is in its right to contest as a member of the MP and truth be told, and you see the kind of things Paula Foko went through. I mean, he has conducted himself. He has conducted himself very well, and he didn't have issues with the party and kind of stuff like that. I believe, he deserves it. So coming back and contesting the position of a national chairman, I believe it is well within his right. Yeah, currently, when you consider the state of the MPP right now, I believe, for me, I'll vouch for the lives of Kwabena Japan and Paula Foko.
That's political analyst Trinidad Kodia. The legal battle over GN Savings and Loans revoked banking license has taken another turn, with the company accepting a Supreme Court order suspending its reinstatement. The company says it will respect the ruling and awaits the final determination of the case, although it remains confident of winning the substantive appeal. The Supreme Court's decision halts the enforcement of a Court of Appeal ruling that ordered the restoration of GN Savings license and the return of control of its assets and management to stakeholders. The dispute dated back to 2019 when the Bank of Ghana revoked GN Savings license as part of financial sector cleanup and appointed a receiver. The company challenged the decision, describing it as unlawful. In January 2024, the High Court upheld the Bank of Ghana's action, but GN Savings appealed. In May 2026, the Court of Appeal overturned the decision and directed that the license be restored. Speaking to Class News, the spokesperson for Group Indum, Kweku Ata-Boedi, said although the company is disappointed by the latest development, it respects the Supreme Court's decision and awaits for final outcome.
Yeah, it's not that kind of because based on what the court said today, that when if you talk about stay for execution, then it means that everything must be altered until that case is determined. So for now, GN Savings cannot go ahead and enforce the judgment which was given in their favor on May 21st. We have to hold on till the Supreme Court determines the appeal case. That's all, because we had wanted to go out whilst the matter is before court. We had wanted to go on and then work. But the court of the Supreme Court, which is the highest court of the land, says based on the factors before it, we should hold on everything that we intend to do.
That's the spokesperson for Group Indum, Kweku Ata-Boedi. Nearly 900 Ghanaians in South Africa who have voluntarily chosen to return home are set to be repatriated from July 25 as government begins the final phase of the exercise. The Ghana High Commission in South Africa says the move follows earlier evacuations organized by government after some Ghanaian nationals reported challenges, including xenophobic attack and difficult living condition in part of the country. Speaking to the media, the Ghana High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi, said several citizens have already been repatriated under previous arrangements, with the latest phase expected to cover those who have been registered and screened. He explained that after the return of the additional 900 citizens, future cases will be handled individually through consular services rather than through a mass evacuation program.
It's a government that cares. The President and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs instituted us into having an evacuation for Ghanaians who voluntarily want to go home. We have almost 926 that have gone home. I'm here to announce that the ministry has provided, through the Office of the President, support for us to be able to also do another repatriation of close to 900 Ghanaians who are voluntarily giving their names here in South Africa that they want to go. This singular honor that has been done us by the President and the Minister of Foreign Affairs is something we should be very, very grateful about.
That's Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi. To some African news, the European Union has banned the purchase, import and transfer of gold from Sudan, saying the trade has become a key source of financing the country's civil war that erupted in April 2023. The conflict between the regular army and the paramilitary rapid support forces has triggered one of the world's worst humanitarian crises, forcing more than 40 million people from their homes. Sudan is one of Africa's largest gold producers. That is, vast reserve have become a crucial source of revenue for both sides, according to the rights groups. AU Foreign Minister approved the measures alongside a ban on export to Sudan of mercury and some chemicals widely used in gold mining. We'll bring you more details on this story subsequently and right here on Class 91.3 FM. For now, this ends the Class Breakfast News with me, WithAidoo. For more news and updates, do log on to classfmonline.com. The morning show continues with Kwame Jumo, Ajiman and the team. Do stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good morning.
2010 when they defeated Holland by a lone goal. Andres Iniesta scoring the only goal after 116 minutes to ensure that Spain played in the final in Soweto. The Spaniards will go on to win that game. So is it going to be turning out to be one of those games where they get to win again? I do not know. We wish the Spaniards all the best as they go into action on Sunday. France would have to do with playing in the third place game against one of these teams that are going to be in action later this evening. It will be the second semi-final between Argentina and England. Who gets to win this one? Well, let's go to the camp of the managers and have a listen to what they had to say, starting with the manager of the Three Lions, Thomas Tuchel, who believes his side is hungry to get a result and possibly win the World Cup for the first time in 60 years.
It's a big rivalry, and it's two big. Everyone who follows the World Cup as a football fan knows about this constellation and knows about what it brings. It's two big football nations. We expect tomorrow an intense match. We expect an emotional match. I expect a match with a lot of momentum swings, and everything else would surprise me. We know why we're here. We know what we want. We were never shy of expecting that from us, of saying it, of dreaming it. We are in the semi-finals. We arrive very hungry in the semi-finals. We want to have the next win. We respect our opponent, but we don't dip in historic events, and we don't make it bigger than it is. It's a big football match. It's, like you said, a big occasion. We are very excited, grateful, but very hungry and ready to go.
That was the coach of the Three Lions, Thomas Tuchel, there, who says his side is very hungry to go out there and get a result against the South American side and defending champions. Incidentally, the last time they met at the stage of the competition was 40 years ago when Diego Maradona literally obliterated the English. He scored 2 goals on the night. One is still being discussed till this day because he scored with his hand. Many refer to it as the hand of God. While his views has been backed up by skipper Harry Kane.
Crazy, really, when you think about it. How long he's been at the top of his game and never played England. So a unique occasion, I guess. But ultimately, we know how good a player he is. We know what he's done in the game, how consistent he's been for so long. But the game is against Argentina, not against Lionel Messi. So we have a lot of preparation to do. We're coming up against a great unit, a great team. With fantastic players, so as much as it'll be built up around Messi and the big players, we know it's a lot more than that. No, look, he's been doing it for how long's he been? 20 years. He's been one of, if not the best player in the world for almost 20 years straight. So everyone knows how dangerous it can be. People play football in so many different ways, and people like to kind of put a blanket on everyone, and it has to be this way or that way. You have to run this much, or people find a way of doing it in their own special circumstances. Is there many people who can do it like him? Absolutely not, because you can't get away with it. But obviously he's so effective when he has the ball, and especially in this team, when the team believe in him and everything's built around him, they have that belief amongst each other. So that's another test that we're going to have to come through and have to deal with.
That was skipper of the Three Lions, Harry Kane, whose side will be playing against Argentina in the semi-final stage of the competition. Remember, kickoff is at 19 hours GMT. So if you're looking forward to the game, just try to get home or wherever you do find yourselves. 7 p.m. Ghana time, we get to see the second semi-final. The winner of this game will be playing against Spain in the final. Is it going to be England, who will be hoping to win the World Cup for the first time in 60 years? Or is it going to be Argentina, who will become one of few nations to defend their World Cup trophy? Well, I will be looking forward to this game, and I'm sure you're going to be looking forward to this game as well. Let's move away from the World Cup and focus on some club football now. Liverpool have a new manager, Andoni Iraola, will be taking charge of the Reds coming into the new football season. The Reds choosing to dispense with Arne Slot after guiding the club to winning the Premier League in the last 2 seasons, but not good enough to retain any of the trophies from last season. The Reds finishing way outside the top 3 of the Premier League, and they've decided to change a thing or two. Let's have a listen to the new boss, Andoni Iraola.
I think you have the advantage that you've already seen me 3 years at least in the Premier League. I think everyone, some of them will know me better, the others maybe they don't know me, but the people involved in football more or less and they will know what we are going to try to do. Obviously, I understand that this is Liverpool. We have to change some things. We have to change a little bit, even tactically, even on the pitch, even. But if they sign me, it's because they want a lot of things that I was doing before in other clubs. So I wouldn't like to change in the pitch the DNA of what have been my teams, and also outside. How I'm going to answer your questions, how I'm going to relate to the supporters, how I'm going to... I think I will try to be as natural as possible, and I hope it doesn't change me a lot.
And he's also been talking about building the team that will compete for honours this season.
I would like to give them a team that they can feel proud of. Football, and especially Liverpool, for me, is about connecting with the people, connecting with our supporters. I've been in the other side at Anfield. I've experienced, I always say, the goal that Kies scored in the first game of the past season, where you can feel the stadium. And I would love to have this every game we play. And it has to come from us, from inside the pitch. And we have to be a team that we know works hard, intense, aggressive, vertical, so everyone can be identified. Everyone can feel comfortable now supporting this team.
That's new Liverpool boss there, Andoni Raiola, who will be hoping to get the team back to winning ways. And talk of getting the team back to winning ways, Chelsea have also appointed Xabi Alonso to manage the team going forward. And he's also been speaking at his presser to unveil him. He's been talking of getting Chelsea to win a thing or two come this new football season.
The excitement is the club, the squad, the chance to, the opportunity and the honor to come to join this great club, and to create the excitement, this bond with the supporters, and to win games and to be successful. I want to enjoy it. I want to be part of this club, work together with the sports directors, with the players, with the staff around. I see that it's a club with a great potential. We need for sure to make important decisions, right decisions, but I think that there is a very strong base already built, and now we need to follow up to keep building this mentality to be competitive on the pitch, to win games and to enjoy it. Well, for sure, that's a goal, but to reach that goal, you need to do many right things, and to be part of that process, how we want to play, how we want to see ourselves, how we want to approach each game, wherever we go. That's my job. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
New Chelsea boss Xabi Alonso there. There's also been a lot of talk that Enzo Fernandez, the Argentine star, might possibly be leading the team. The manager has revealed that he has spoken to the Argentine on staying in West London.
Yes, we have spoken, but as you can understand, what we have spoken remains private. But yes, we have working together to take the decisions, the right decisions in the squad planning, on daily basis, on the trainings. I am on that, but how we want to prepare the squad for which players and which positions are needed is the work that we are doing together with the sports directors, and we are aligned. We have set our priorities, what we want to do, and this is the work that we are doing.
I'm sure there will be many of us who will be looking forward to the new football season, but we've got to wait for something like about a month before that starts. The English Premier League starting on August 22. That's a whole month and 3 days beyond the final of the World Cup being played in New Jersey. Remember to look out for the second semi-final game between the Three Lions of England and Argentina later this evening. The winner would get to play against Spain in the final. The loser would get to play France in a third place game later on Saturday.